Hey, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to the show. My apologies for the tardiness. Had went through a lot of things earlier tonight. Earlier today, I was in a car accident. And I started to say, you know what, I just ain't going to do the show. But I said, nope, the show must go on. So as I'm here, you see I got my art of clothing gear on as well, represent the art of clothing. Real big. And he says not savage. Oh, I said Shabbat Shalom. Oh my God, I thought I said Shalom. Shalom, Makoti. Yeah, it was kind of crazy today. I was just like, man. I started to just like, you know what? But I was like, nah. Oh yeah. I'm okay. It was crazy. I was on my way from work, and I'll tell you about it off air. But anyway, I thank you. Thank you for your concern, Akoti. So as y'all see from the title thing, tonight agenda, like I said last night, gonna be dealing with relationships. I wanted to have a few clips, but I got this one clip that's probably gonna take up most of the show. And it's dealing with a young man that a lot of y'all are familiar with in the red pill circle. It's actually him and a panel of people. And it was like my first video I had up on the rotation, because I got like a lot of videos for the rule of engagement. And this was one that I had set up. And I was like, hold up. I'm gonna show this commercial real quick for the art of clothing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sitting there doing all this talking. As I was saying, tonight we're going to be dealing with the rules of engagement. Oh my goodness. Uh, yeah, it was a lot of things going on around me. But I'm trying to keep it all together, everything going the way it should go. Like I said, I got this video from this one brother from the Red Pill community named Anton Daniels. You know, many of y'all may be familiar with Anton. And I got some brothers that's around that are real troopers for him. But before I get into anything, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Rosh Ya'acob Abraham. I'm Rabbi, Gethsemane Spiritual Temple Congregation. And on this platform, we look at all situations or stuff that we discuss. We look at all of it from a Torah lens. And I give you my take on it based off of the Torah. So got a wide range of things that we're going to be dealing with on this show. Again, Mondays is going to be new business or update Monday. Wednesdays are answering question Wednesdays. Thursdays are rules of engagement Thursday, where we deal with relationships. And of course, tomorrow evening will be the Shabbat, and it will be Torah portion Friday, where we will go through different stuff with the Torah portion. So I'm going to try to make sure we deal with all these different things on these different days. And the one thing all of them are going to have in common, they're all going to be based off of Torah. It's all going to be dealing with Torah. All right. So with that being said and done, I'm going to get us started with our video for today that we're going to be going through. And this video again is coming from this young man named Anton Daniels. And his views, and I'm going to see if his views and the views of the people on the panel, how it lines up with the Torah. And you all are welcome to chime in. For those of y'all are watching live, you are all welcome to chime in. For those of y'all not watching live and you want to comment later, you are welcome to chime in. So we can all build this community together of Torah thinking people. I want us to have a Torah thinking people community. We can build this community together. So let's get into the video.
Y'all be in y'all right frame of mind. Y'all know right from wrong. Back in high school, y'all be with the wrong. Y'all the same women that was choosing to roll with the dope boys and that was ultimately dating, saying, I don't even date men my age when y'all was in high school. That's the same type of women that y'all are. Y'all grow up, y'all get into the same. The minute that y'all start getting held accountable for y'all actions, now it's somebody else's fault. The minute that the wells run dry, the minute that she start going broke, then she want to go and tap into the wealth.
All right.
Why you ain't
now? Yeah, it is. I dealt with this because this is. I'm like, hold on. So let's circle back. Circle back. All right, so let me get my circle back. Position myself somewhere in the middle. All right, so let's circle back with this. The way he's coming at, he's talking about different women that and I don't know if he's talking to women on a panel or he's talking about the women in general, but he say y'all are the same ones that ran with the drug dealers. All the sisters ain't run with the drug dealers. There was some that ran with the drug dealers, there was some that didn't, right? All depends on where you grew up at. So I don't know if there's some trauma from back in the day, but we just picking in on it. So I don't even really want to focus too much on that part of it because I'm just like, I don't know what sparked him to say this. What sparked this moment for him to go off like this on this panel of women? Do he feel like he know this panel of women and all these women on this panel are this way? When he says, y'all are the same ones? I don't know. So I'm going to try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Because can we say y'all are the same ones for all women when all our sisters wasn't running behind dope boys? So that's why I said I'm trying to look at it and see, okay, what exactly is he saying before I jump to the conclusion that I know what he's saying. He might not be saying. I think he's saying. So before I go there, try and get everybody in the shot, because so before I go there and think that he's saying something that he's not saying, I want to make sure I understand everything that he's saying. Brother, thank Amen. Hallelujah. So yeah, so before I go, I said, well, let me make sure I understand what he's saying, because I could easily just run off of it and say, oh my goodness, look how he's talking, and he might not even be saying what I think he's saying. So let's find out first what exactly is he talking about.
File no complaint. Man, get the
Wait, so
why you ain't filed no complaint? Like she filing a
Fuck outta
complaint
here.
against a
like I
regular
said,
nigga. Diddy was
if
paying
you gotta
off
do, I agree with
FBI
that.
agents. Diddy was paying off police officers. Diddy was paying off hotel
fuck out of here.
hotel
You
management.
can call the FBI. You can call.
All right. So now so now it's like we starting to talk about Cassie, right? And the thing with it now is sort of like a backing up to me. When the brothers first started getting on Cassie, nobody believed her. When Cassie first started talking about what was going on with her and accusing PDiddy or Puffy, nobody wasn't believing her. It's amongst the red pill brothers, they was not believing her. They said she out to get money, she gold digging, look at her, she need a check, she making up this stuff, so forth and so on. It wasn't until the video surfaced of her getting beat the mess out of in that hallway, she ran for her life, that they had to eat their words. But now it's like a circling back, like, okay, I ate my words, but now I'm coming back and I'm still gonna go at you. And I think that's what we're about to see here. I can be mistaken, but let's go further.
Anybody. That nigga ain't got the whole world on his payroll. Get the fuck out of here.
Video frozen.
You don't know the nature of this industry.
No victims.
You don't
Y'all
know.
not victims. Stop acting like a victim.
Diddy
You're not a
and
victim.
has so much power. So
Let
who's
me-
the victim to you then?
Let me say something.
Diddy? Is Diddy the victim? Is Jay-Z the victim?
Hold on, let me say
Are
something.
all these predators the victim to you, Anton?
Wait, Jazz.
Ain't nobody else be the victim.
Wait, Jazz.
Yeah. Number one, if anybody is guilty of doing what these brothers are guilty, or what they claim these brothers are guilty of doing, right? According to Torah, they supposed to die. That's a hard pill. American legal system say you go to jail. So if you rape somebody and that person cries out, but it was nobody there, and all of these type of things going on, and you overpowered this person, didn't nobody make no excuses for you and say, well, you should have did this, you should have did that. People died. And just this week's Torah portion just passed, we seen a situation where it could have been argued the way that it seemed like the panel was about to argue this against the woman. And a situation with Dina. So I'm gonna let it play out a little bit before I go into the situation with Dina, because I want you to see what happened with Dina and her situation, and how the patriarchs dealt with that situation. Did they say, "Oh well, she should have knew better," or did they step in and did some things? So we gonna look at that.
Let me say
Come
something.
on, be fucking
Right?
for real.
We can't be naive when it comes to people with power, with money, the power
Exactly.
and the influence they have. Right?
Exactly.
So you guys said that she was, she didn't leave because she was enjoying the stuff she was getting. So what about the other people that's in domestic relationships that don't date rich men? And
What do
they
you
stay with
mean?
them?
Listen,
No,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Now that sister brought a good thing to the conversation. She said, "What about the women that ain't with nobody rich? That's with the broke dude that's getting abused. What about the women that some of us may know that's with a guy right now that done bopped in her eye or choked her out? Why is she still there? He not rich. He don't got no wealth that she's saying, I gotta stay there with him because of this wealth. And it's just his wealth. So what's going on in these situations?" So it seems like what these young women are trying to show is that it's a psychological thing that happens. And what I would argue is this psychological thing don't just happen with men, with women, as far as with men, but it also can happen with men as far as with women. It's a women out here that can do manipulative and crazy things, and the man stays. And people look at that man and say, he was a victim. So there's a lot to this. I think what the main reason why I wanted to encounter and deal with these type of videos and stuff like this on Thursdays was I feel like it's a divide happening amongst our people, where the Willie Lynch syndrome is still going on, where it's put a division against us, where we beefing with each other instead of building. And then it's like there's no compassion. Like, from what I saw from this video, you're going to see there's no compassion. It's just like as you hear some of the women trying to show compassion, it's like, oh, whatever, we don't care nothing about it, no. And that's just the end of that. So it's hard.
And
I'll
the
be
most
honest with
dangerous time for a
you know
woman
what
to
my
be in a
biggest
relationship is
problem
when
is?
she tries to leave.
You know what my biggest problem is? Turning down you funky hoes. Y'all reach
And
out.
then look at this. That was uncalled for.
Let's get to it.
Let's
get to it.
I don't. No.
I'm gonna be for real.
That was uncalled for. Like, where did that come from? Like, that's why I said that something happened that we didn't see. Because I'm like, why are you talking like this? Like, that was totally uncalled for. I was just like, really? That's how you doing it? That was totally uncalled for. That was totally uncalled for. I was like, wait a minute. He had to say that like that. The way he came with that, it was just like, he had to say that like that. I was like, wow, that was really uncalled for.
Nope. No, don't get offended now. Y'all want to have some real conversation? No, let's get to it. And I'm gonna tell you what really happens. You don't want to hear it because you know it's the truth.
You're not even speaking your real truth right now.
I'm gonna speak my real truth. I'm gonna tell you
talking
what's
about,
really.
I'm
I call
denying
my
those. You
fucking
ain't got
wife,
no
and
ghost
she'll tell
inside.
you what's
You wanna
really
be
Jazz, you
happening.
gotta let the conversation
No,
progress,
see, no,
Jazz.
no,
Let
no,
the
no.
conversation progress.
My biggest
No.
problem.
I'm
But
not
My
you
I'm
have
not
to
biggest
let the
talking to you,
problem.
Molly.
conversation progress,
Molly, I'm not
girl.
talking to
Come
you,
on,
though.
let's move
I'm
on
not
to the
talking to
next
you, though. So
point.
let's not even do that.
We
But
Same
gotta
here
talk
you
one
thing.
at a
go.
time.
Here
We
you
Same
gotta
go.
talk
thing.
one at a time.
I'm talking to you.
Check
I'm
it out.
talking to you.
Check it out. Do y'all want to have a
Let's
real
keep going.
conversation or no?
I mean, can I finish? I just don't understand how we found out that Cassie was being drugged by this man. We saw the video, right? A lot of y'all didn't believe she was getting abused.
Man, I'm
We
out of
see
here. I
it,
can't
and
do
it
this shit.
returned back to the stuff with him.
And it is the crazy thing. Because he knows she right. He said, I'm out of here. I think he about to disappear for a minute. Then he gonna come back. But she right. At first, everybody was saying Cassie was lying. Nobody believed Cassie. Then you see the video, you find out she been getting drugged and beat the mess out of. Now it's like, oh, I don't even want to hear that. Dude, y'all literally did not believe her. I remember seeing brothers make videos talking about Cassie and she this and she that and this, that, and the other. I remember that. And I was like, wow. And I was like, I don't know, right? And brothers was going in on it. So that's been disingenuous. We said we want women to be accountable, right? That's what the brothers say they want the women. We gotta be accountable too. Gotta be accountable. That's why I say that's the only way we gonna be able to build together is we be accountable. And then we can't just be attacking each other with ad hominems, just saying crazy stuff to get a reaction. Especially if the people not saying crazy stuff to you. So far, I see these women say nothing crazy to Anton. Anton called them out their name, talk crazy to them, everything. I'm just like, hey, what's happening right now? Is this just to get people to watch? So you're like, yeah, I'm gonna talk crazy. Yeah, y'all know how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn it up a couple of notches. Like, what's the purpose right now?
Why didn't she leave? Like, we can't do that. Like,
Please let me explain.
hold on, let me finish 2K, because you guys probably don't know anybody that's been abused, been in domestic violence, that been sexually assaulted. A lot of you men have been sexually assaulted and never told your truth, right? So let's just be honest. Like, we can't make excuses for these predators, and a lot of people think this is the norm. It's not the norm. Like I don't understand.
Wait,
And what she said is true. If somebody a predator, you gotta put it out there. You can't sit back and say, "Oh well, yeah, I'm a blame." That's like you got the wolf and the sheep, and you blame the sheep for getting eaten by the wolf. Well, you knew the wolf was out there. Why you walked over by that fence? See, shouldn't have walked over by the fence. You know the wolf out there. Why did you go astray when the shepherd was trying to lead you? Why did you go astray? You know the wolf out there. You know the wolf out there. We can't do that. That's wrong. Yeah, you know the wolf out there. Okay, the wolf out there. The wolf is does what wolves do, right? So I can't say you know the wolf out there, and then in the same breath get mad for the sheep for getting ensnared by the wolf. Like, let me click it.
hey, but dang, let me speak, please. This is the go to all that domestic violence stuff. When that dude hit you the first time and you go back, you are making a conscious decision that you are no longer looking for love. You are looking for a rematch.
Now, that's his take on it. He said when a dude pop you on your head and you go back, you are no longer looking for love, you're looking for a rematch. That's not necessarily the case. It sound nice and easy to say, like, that's not necessarily the case. You might say, well, what you mean that's not necessarily the case? People play mind games with you. That's how it is. Before the person abuse you, that person gonna be the best person they can be to you. They're gonna make you feel like you floating on air. you gonna feel like it's the best feeling you ever felt in your life. And then you step out of line and they abuse you real crazy. And you thinking like he thinking, I gotta get out of here. You know, you're not gonna do that to me. And then they come back, shower you with things or get all kind of apologies and saying they ain't mean it, and they try to throw some blame on you if you wouldn't have did this, that, and the other. And the person already thinking, dang, what happened to this good person that I had at first? I don't understand. And it's just like with a drug. You now chasing that first high that person had you on. You chasing it. And you chasing it. Because it made you feel like you was up here. You felt like you was all the way up here. And you start thinking, did I do something wrong? Should I said this? Should I said that? You start blaming yourself as a person blames you. Because you start thinking, you know, what's going on here? So it's not, oh, I want a rematch. Yeah. Like he's saying. It's not like that. I know a brother that got caught up like that with a sister. Sister was an abuser. And I watched that at work one day and I was like, what in the world? And she was up here. He was way strong. He could have did whatever, but she was up here in his mind. So if that can happen with a man, getting abused by a woman, and she could be up here in your mind because she made you feel up here somewhere, and then you keep thinking, what did I say wrong? What did I do wrong? And you trying to appease her to make her happy, to get it back to the way it used to be. Then what you think is going to happen with a woman when we know women are more emotional than men, and they feed off of that even more? I don't understand why it's hard to grasp this. I just feel like it's just people out to blame the victim. I'm going to blame the sheep for being a sheep. And you need to learn the signs of what to do. Now, should she leave? Exactly. But if she get caught up in a drama and don't leave after that first hit, I can't say, oh, well, you get what you get. You wanted a rematch. I'm going to say that. Like, we act like it's not psychological things that's at play here.
All of these women had a decision the first time they got hit. They all chose wrong. They all chose wrong.
Yeah. Like I said, they chose wrong. And we don't know the whole dynamics of what happened. But yeah, you can say they chose wrong. But it's also men out here that chose wrong. Because those men in situations just like that as well, which is what Q was trying to say. There's men out in the same situation. They chose wrong too. But then when you say that, why y'all talk about the men? We talk about the women. They're trying to bring some balance. Because other than that, it's lopsided, and I just feel like we just blaming the victim.
So with that logic and that type of accountability, they wanted to be hit. I'm done.
They ain't want to be hit.
But listen, we're not.
And they wanted to be hit. Nobody wants to be hit. Let's stop with this. They didn't want to be hit. Whatever good stuff that they had at first, they wanted that back. They felt like they was going to do whatever they had to do. I'm going to try to fit in this box that this person set up for me because they told me if I stay in this box, I'm going to get what I had back with them. That's what they want. And it ain't just about money, because this ain't something that just happened with Cassie. As Q also said, this happened with people that's broke as well. So to say they wanted to get hit is ridiculous. They might feel like they deserve to get hit. They might feel like they deserve to go through the stuff that they going through. But they ain't saying that they want it. Like, we can't say that.
I don't understand how we're saying we're taking accountability. I
Exactly.
agree with that sentiment, because if a man cheats on you the first time, you decide to stay with that man, it's on you, right? But we can't take ownership from him, what he was doing, the power he holds, because he has money, because he has status. We can't take ownership.
And that's all I'm saying.
You're making it seem it's so easy.
Q,
It's
I-
so easy. Why are these
Q, you thought that you thought that his right hook was worth the lifestyle that he was giving you.
I never.
No, again, and he's making it light of it, and I guess trying to just lighten it up or whatever. But nobody says, "Oh, the right hook is worth this." The psychological thing that gets you is you want back what you had. If y'all had special times and moments, and then it just disappeared like that because you said something that triggered them, you want that emotional contact so much that you say, you know what, I must have did something wrong. What I did wrong. Like, we can't take away from those type of situations and things that happen and try to make light of it and say, oh, you must wanted to get hit, and that's why this happened. You must want it and you like it. What are you talking about?
Where did I say that? Tell me, where did I say
Y'all
that?
had a chance to opt out the
Where
lifestyle.
did I say? I never said she didn't have.
Y'all, and oh my God, y'all just don't realize. Like, do you know, statistically speaking, the most dangerous time for a woman to leave an abusive relationship is when she tries to leave. That's when she can lose her life. That's when her other family members can be harmed. Because when you're under somebody, y'all love stats. Look it up. I'm not making this up.
She was with him for 10 years.
Now, we all say this from the different things, like different accounts where this type of stuff did happen. We done seen it. We seen it live and in action. The woman left the baby father. This, I think, was happening a couple of years ago. Had a video where the lady filmed it. She didn't know what she was filming, and she seen a girl trying to get away from the baby father. Kept saying, I got a restraining order against him. I got a restraining order against him. And dude was following her around, and she tried to run from him. What did he do? Did he say, oh, well, you showed me your power and you escaped and blah, blah, blah? Is that what he did? Or did he pull a gun out and shot the mess out of her and killed her and walked off? Because that's what I remember saying. And the woman ducked down and said, oh, my goodness. Like, because she couldn't believe what she just caught on camera. So to say, oh, you could just leave and it's just so easy, we gotta look at all the situations. You don't know what the person can be telling them. If you leave, I'm gonna kill you. And the person that beat you half to death, close to your death, are you gonna stop and say, I don't think they really gonna kill me if I leave? They lying. Is that really what you gonna think? Or is you gonna think they gonna kill me? Think how many people had to leave and go and hide in other cities, and the dude follows them all the way there. So we gotta take all these things into account when we just willy-nilly make statements on panels that might don't add up, but it sound good. The sound bite sounds good.
A whole decade.
It doesn't
That was a
matter.
choice.
Molly, it doesn't matter.
That was a
It doesn't
choice.
You're talking
matter.
about the predator.
It doesn't matter. There's a thing called Stockholm. There's a thing called Stockholm syndrome, right? There is a thing.
Yep.
If all you know is this abuse.
And then she's bringing out factual information because we all want facts. We all want stats. She started talking about Stockholm syndrome. That's real. They done ran experiments with that. One of the most famous ones where they took a class of people and they made some people the inmates and some people the jailers. And they did this little experiment with them. And I think they did it for like a day or maybe 2 days with this experiment. And the people that was the jailers really start feeling like they was in jail and depressed. The people that was the jailers really start oppressing them. And they start succumbing to it. So the stuff she said is factual and is on point, but they make a light of it because they want to be able to say, no, the woman run, the black woman, blah, blah, blah. Even black women said it. And I'm just like, okay. Is it really an excuse? You know, because you might be a strong sister that said, I wish a dude would try me, I'm a cut him, I'm a blah, blah, blah. Just because you like that, don't mean the next sister like that. Just because you step up and you boisterous about what you want to do, don't mean that they boisterous about what they want to do.
All you know is this abuse, and you're with someone who has a lot of power, it's going to be very hard for you to leave. It is.
Yes, the shit.
So I understand.
But
Like,
this,
I understand
Amazing.
on this level.
let me tell you
I
something.
understand.
If I'm on the red carpet, hold on. If I'm on the red carpet with a nigga that's beating my ass and drugging me, and I'm around all of these people, even if I'm not on a red carpet, if I'm somewhere with a big crowd, that's my time to try to get away. If I really want to get away,
Is it
didn't want to
Is
get
that
away.
the time though?
Why do
Is
we
that the
mix
time,
that?
Ava?
How
Is
do
that
we
the
mix
time?
that?
How can you say that?
We
How can
can't
you
never
say
say.
that?
Now, I could agree with her what Ava's saying. You should want to get away, right? You definitely should want to get away. You definitely should want to get away. But again, the psychological situation that's going on, we don't know the whole thing with that. We don't know what's going on with that. But you definitely should want to get away. I definitely agree with her with that. That is the time to try to get away. But we don't know how she might feel. Like, think about it. We all say, all of us old enough to have seen the movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? We say Tina Turner get popped up in front of everybody. We see the parts where the people was leaving. I never forget that scene where she was trying to sing the song and he was like, you messing the words. He said, I know the words, like I wrote it. And then he started feeling, okay, you talk tough. Okay. And she was going back and forth, saying little stuff to him. And he starts sending everybody out because he know he about to hurt her. And she was like, okay, all right, see you later, girl. And it was all this stuff like nothing was about to happen. And as soon as that door clicked and they was gone, and it just was them, he beat her and raped her and did all kind of crazy stuff to her. And she was pleading for her life. And like you said, that would have been a moment, but it had to get to the point where she felt like, I gotta go. So I agree with you. They gotta get to a point where they feel like they want to go. That's man or woman when they're in that situation. They gotta get to a point where they fed up. But can I say they aren't a victim because they didn't get to that fed up point yet? No. Can I say I'm mad with them for going through different stuff that they go through? You can be mad about them going through the different stuff that they go through, but at the same time, I can't turn around and say, I can't even put myself in the shoes with it, right? Because I know the type of person I am. And I think that's one of the things we mess up with, especially in these type of situations, is understanding who we are. And we try to put ourselves in these people's shoes and thinking that what they do is what we would do. And that's totally not the case. Totally not the case.
When is the right time? But did she? There's no way you stay with somebody for 10 to 15 years and you were being drugged and abused. She even had a black eye in one of her photos when.
Now, again, people always try to pump the stars up, and because it's easy to focus on them, right? That's why I'm trying to hurry up. I want to get to the young lady, because the young lady is going to tell her account. And her baby daddy or husband wasn't rich. He wasn't no star. He was a regular dude, right? Because it's easy when a person is, you point out the star, because you can blame them. Well, they there because of the riches. They there because of this. But again, what I would like to take out of this situation, because we not in them situations where we rich. So what I like to tell out of the situations is just to tell a young lady, if you with somebody that abuse you, a young lady or a young brother, you know, it's harder for the brothers because they keep quiet about it, because they, you know, we seen what happened with Chris Brown, right? And what he was going through. And we see how it flipped him, and seemingly he became an abuser, right? We see what happened with Lil Bow Wow and what he went through. And how everybody at first, when the girl went to the police and said something about being abused, they was all on Lil Bow Wow back. Oh, he abuser, he a predator. Came to find out he was the one getting abused. He put the pictures out of him getting abused. Did he get sympathy from the brothers? No. He got clowned. People laughed. Ha ha, he getting beat up by a woman. Do. But if he would have turned around and beat the best out of that woman, then he wrong, he this, he that, right? So that's why I say men and women go through stuff. You gotta get away. Gotta get away. You gotta get away. And I can't blame the victim. I can't blame the victim. I can sympathize for the victim, but I can't blame the victim. I had people in my family that was getting abused, right? I had people in my family was getting abused, right? And while they was getting abused, word got out that they was getting abused. And my other family, the men in the family, they got together to go after the abuser. And even though this is her family that's going after this abuser, psychologically, he had her mind. And he wasn't rich. He wasn't no baller, had no money. Psychologically, he had her mind so much that she went to battle her own family over dude. Said leave him alone. Don't do nothing to him. Some reason, till that woman builds up her self-esteem, or brother build up their self-esteem so they can leave, part of them, and I really believe this is the case, part of them believe that they deserve whatever they going through. Like what people said, they say, well, Cassie was a part of it. She's saying what he did to so-and-so. That might have been why she felt like she deserved it. I watched it happen to her. I watched it happen to him. I deserve to go through this. And it takes someone to get you out of their way of thinking. This abuse is not a situation. I hate when we talking about abuse and we blaming the abuser. I mean the person is getting abused. We need to blame the abuser. Let me fix that up. We blaming a victim. I feel like that's so wrong. We don't know what psychological things this person is going through. Everybody keep talking about, oh, psychological this, mental health. But then in this situation, we want to act like it is no mental health. Is it mental health or is there no mental health? You can't 1 minute say mental health. But then in this situation, you say there is no mental health. That's the part that's getting me. Now, if you grew up from my era, we wasn't looking at mental health. So, okay, I can get where you probably ain't thinking about mental health. But this day and time where everybody talk about I got a mental health break and mental health this and mental health that, and then we want to act like this woman in this abusive relationship doesn't have a mental health problem. She want it. She love it. That's what she want. I don't think nobody wants to get beat on. Now, some people might feel like they deserve it for whatever they went through. Again, low self-esteem, mental health. But to say somebody regular feel like they deserve it, I don't think nobody feel like they want it. They might feel like they deserve it. But we shouldn't say they deserve it because they stayed. We shouldn't make light of their situation. So I'm gonna get to a Torah situation and go through what happened in the Torah portion so we can see this. So I'm gonna go back to the Torah portion. I believe that was in no, it's in Bereshit. So it's in Bereshit, but I think it was in Bereshit. That's why. Yes, okay. All right, so I'm going to go to Bereshit 34, or Genesis 34. So let me come back, Genesis 34. And we'll look at this right here. So this is the incident of Dinah, right? I want y'all to see something. It says, now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had born to Ya'acob, went out to see the daughters of the land. So now, she's going out to see the women of the land. Why? I don't know. Some people say, see, this is where she messed up. I should went out there and see the women of the land. Right? So let's say you got the brothers and some sisters that's looking at this situation with Dinah and say, whatever happened to Dinah, she brought it on herself. Should have never went out there talking about visiting no daughters of no land. You know that's not what you do. Why are you out there visiting the daughters of the land, right? Look at what it says. Now, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had born to Ya'acob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and violated her. Now he took her, he laid with her, and he violated her. This is what took place, right? Then it says, his soul was strongly attracted to Dinah, the daughter of Ya'acob, and he loved the young woman and spoke kindly to the young woman. So now, some people look at this and say, well, maybe Dinah was with this, and then Dinah wasn't going against this, and this wasn't what we thought it was, right? It just was a violation of him not going a right route to her father, and asking for a hand in marriage. He just took her. But it also could have been an idea of, this is what happens in abusive relationships. So whatever the case is, we see this situation where we can blame Dinah for her predicament. But some people say, no, Dinah didn't do nothing wrong. He had no right to do what he did to Dinah. So it'll go back and forth. But it says, so Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, get me this young woman as a wife. Now, what you don't realize, a lot of times people don't realize, is Dinah's still there with him. He didn't give Dinah back. He didn't let Dinah go home. This was a prince of the city. He didn't let Dinah go home and say, okay, you can go home with your father. I'm going to come, I'm going to act. No. His mind, I'm going to have you as my wife. My father going to talk to your father. We're going to work it out. Look at what it says in verse 5. Now Ya'acob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with livestock in the field. So Ya'acob held his peace until they came. So he knows what's going on. He holds it in till the boys come. Right as the boys come and he begins to now want to tell them what happened, it says, then Kamar, right? So it says, then Kamar, the father of Shechem, went out to Ya'acob to speak with him. Sons of Ya'acob came in from the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved and very angry because he had done a disgraceful thing in Israel by lying with Ya'akob's daughter, a thing which ought not to be done, right? They was upset. They didn't say, oh, well, she shouldn't have went out to be with daughters. She should have knew what was going on. Why she leave out in the first place? They didn't do none of that. You know what they said? They said, what, is this really happening? And this dude got the nerve to come here like nothing, like it's sweet. They angry. Then he says, the soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. Please give her to him as a wife and make marriage with us. Give your daughters to us and take our daughters to yourselves. Right? So you will dwell with us in the land, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade in it and acquire possessions for yourselves. So we see this situation. I just wanted to see they not looking at it, blaming her. At no time did they say she should have knew better. And what was she doing there anyway? Now, people nowadays sit back and say that. Our brothers ain't say that. They ain't say that. Says, then Shechem said to her father and her brother. So then the dude is there. This dude bold enough to be there. Let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me, I will give you. Ask me however much dowry and gift, and I will give you according to what you say to me. But give the young woman as a wife. Look at this. But the sons of Ya'acob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, and spoke deceitfully. He said, we got something for you. Because he defiled Dinah, their sister. They said to him, we cannot do this thing to give our sister the one who is uncircumcised. See, they understand that circumcision. When you get circumcised, on that third day, that's when it's the greatest pain is on that third day. They understood that. That could keep you down that third day after getting circumcised and you grown. It's some great pain. So look what they said. They said, uncircumcised. But that would be a reproach to us. But on this condition, we will consent to you. If you will come as we are. If you're male, if every male of you is circumcised, then we will give our daughters to you and take your daughters to us. And we will dwell with you or become one people with you. But if you will not heed us and be circumcised, then we will take our daughter and be gone. Now their words pleased Hamor and Shechem and Shechem, Hamor's son. So the young man did not delay to do the thing because he delighted in Yaakov's daughter. He was more honorable. And this is great. He was more honorable than all the households from. So he's the honorable one. And you know the rest of them wasn't nothing. Now, you might say, well, get to the point. Get to the point, Yaakov. All right, let me get to the point. He talks all the people into doing it. And look at what it says in verse 25. Verse 25 says, now it came to pass on the third day. Remember, I told you about that third day. That's where it's the most pain. It came to pass on the third day that when they were in pain, that the two sons of Yaakov, Shimon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword and came boldly in the city and killed all the males. They killed all the males. And they killed Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword. And see, Dinah was still there. They didn't give Dinah back. And they took Dinah from Shechem's house and went out. Now, Yaakov is going to be mad. You would have thought Yaakov would be like, yeah, he is sort of looking at it from this aspect of just trying to keep the peace. Look what it says that Yaakov said to Shimon and Levi, you have troubled me by making me obnoxious amongst the inhabitants of the land, amongst the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And since I am few in numbers, they will gather themselves together against me and kill me. I shall be destroyed in my household and I. But look what they said. But they said, should he treat our sister like a harlot? Should he treat our sister like a harlot? Should we let people run over our sisters just because we want to prove a point? Should we? That's how the Torah looks at it. You know, we could dig more into it, look at what the sages say about it and how they viewed it. But the whole concept was Them brothers ain't play. Them brothers did not play about their system. And that's how we supposed to be about our sisters. We even seen it with our oppressor. What happened back in the day when a white woman said a black man did something to her? They went on a murder spree. Just one dead women said a black man did something. But we want to turn and blame the victim. Can't blame the victim. So with that being said and done, I'm going to play the artist of the week. And then after the artist of the week, we're going to end this show for tonight.
I rock with apostles' doctrine. Apocrypha on top got me topping over my opposites. Enemies can't stop me, they topple over the obstacles. Couldn't see with binoculars. Most of these bad words obstinate. Y'all discard them, they obsolete. They insubordinate. They wanna walk the path but don't wanna follow the coordinates. The Abba gave us statutes, laws, commands, and ordinance. He even gave his son. We matched the love with impertinence. Falling into the curse again, like our forefathers. Ain't nothing new under the sun till the son was sent by the Father. A higher, a sure, a higher. He set up my soul on fire. He breathed will walk in my lungs. Yahweh keeps me inspired. I'm Judah till I expire. Team one for the team, boy. Do you even know what that mean, boy? When them lions step on the scene, see them queens that stay king. See 144 scream. Team one for the team, boy. Do you even know what that mean, boy? We don't die, we multiply.
So with that said and done, again, I want to thank each of y'all for logging on tonight. Appreciate y'all. Just thank you for being here for Rules of Engagement Thursday. And hopefully I will see you all tomorrow for Torah portion Friday. All right, so with that being said and done, just want to bid you all shalom. Check.